Dealers are drowning in cars they can't sell, some sitting for over 600 days. The worst one forced a factory shutdown and is now a clearance nightmare. These vehicles look like bargains, but behind the sticker are massive depreciation hits, warranty nightmares, and insurance costs that crush your wallet. Here are the 20 biggest sales disasters of 2025, starting with a once best-selling SUV that's now being killed off after years of declining sales. Ford Escape. The Ford Escape is limping toward the end of its life, with nearly 170 days of unsold inventory clogging dealer lots. Once a $300,000 a year bestseller, sales have been cut almost in half, and Ford is pulling the plug in 2025. The interior feels cheap, the base engine is weak, and the transmission is jerky. Even Ford's own Bronco Sport is outselling it. Dealers are throwing out massive incentives, from 0% financing to thousands off MSRP, just to move them. But a dying nameplate brings steeper depreciation, lower resale value, and limited aftermarket support. What looks like a bargain today could be a financial drain within a few years. Next up is the BMW X6, with a 145-day supply and a sticker price just shy of $85,000. On paper, it's a luxury coupe SUV, but in reality, it's a financial sinkhole, losing half its value in just 3 years, which works out to over $40,000 gone. Owners routinely face air suspension failures, costly electronic glitches, and sky-high insurance premiums. And that sloping coupe roofline, it kills cargo space, making it far less practical than cheaper rivals. This is a textbook case of luxury depreciation meeting high repair bills, and it can turn a dream SUV into a nightmare for your wallet. Audi S6. The Audi S6 is one of the slowest movers in the country, sitting on dealer lots for roughly 480 days, far longer than most luxury sedans can survive without a massive price cut. Priced at around $87,000, it promises German sports sedan performance, but delivers the kind of steep depreciation that erases tens of thousands within just a few years. Maintenance costs are predictably high, with pricey German parts and labor pushing repair bills into the thousands. And in a lineup where every Audi looks the same, the S6 struggles to stand out. For buyers chasing performance and prestige, this is a case where bland design and brutal resale value make it a risky bet. Porsche Taycan. Even Porsche isn't immune to the slowdown, with the Taycan sitting on dealer lots for around 215 days. Starting at a jaw-dropping $135,000, it manages to lose more than $51,000 in just 3 years, one of the harshest luxury EV depreciation curves on the market. Owners report battery faults, software glitches, and charging times that lag behind rivals. And while the Taycan's badge screams prestige, its real-world range falls short of Tesla, and even some cheaper EVs, making it a tough sell for buyers worried about long-term battery reliability and resale value. For anyone thinking this is a safe Porsche investment, the numbers tell a very different story. Volkswagen ID4. The Volkswagen ID4 is piling up on dealer lots, sitting for nearly 295 days on average. With an MSRP around $47,500, it was meant to be VW's big electric breakthrough, but early EV growing pains have slowed momentum. Owners complain about limited charging options, slower charging speeds than rivals, and range that drops quickly in real-world conditions. Add in still unproven long-term battery reliability and the cooling EV market, and you've got a recipe for heavy depreciation. Dealers are starting to cut prices, but between resale risk and the uncertainty of EV adoption, this affordable electric SUV could end up costing far more than expected over the years. Land Rover Discovery. The Land Rover Discovery is sitting for about 165 days on dealer lots, with prices starting north of $55,000. On paper, it's a capable luxury SUV, but in the real world, owners battle persistent electrical glitches that lead to costly repair bills. Compared to rivals like the Lexus GX, which delivers far better reliability and resale value, the Discovery's premium price becomes hard to justify. Add in the brand's reputation for steep depreciation and high maintenance costs, and this SUV quickly turns from a luxury statement into a resale value trap that drains your wallet long after you drive it home. Kia EV6. The Kia EV6 is spending about 215 days on dealer lots, a sharp turnaround from its initial hype. Starting prices vary by trim, but even with competitive performance, demand has cooled as EV fatigue sets in. Buyers are increasingly cautious about long-term battery life, especially as some early EV resale values have plummeted. Federal and state incentives have dried up for many trims, making the price harder to justify. Add in limited charging infrastructure in many regions and uncertainty over insurance premiums for EVs, and the EV6 has gone from hot commodity to a potential depreciation trap in just a couple of years. Range Rover Velar. The Range Rover Velar sits on dealer lots for around 220 days, and its value collapse is brutal, a staggering 65% depreciation in just 3 years. That's tens of thousands gone before you've even finished paying it off. Owners face air suspension failures, persistent electrical issues, and repair bills that make even other luxury SUVs look cheap. The dual touchscreen interior might impress in the showroom, but on the road it's distracting and expensive to fix if something goes wrong. For anyone considering one, the long-term cost of ownership can be far more punishing than the monthly payment suggests. Ford Mustang Mach-E. The Ford Mustang Mach-E is spending about 245 days on dealer lots, a clear sign that production has outpaced demand. Ford's aggressive EV rollout flooded showrooms, but real-world sales haven't kept up, leaving plenty of inventory gathering dust. Early excitement has cooled as newer EV competitors offer better range, faster charging, and more incentives. Owners also face the looming risk of steep depreciation, a common trend for first-generation EVs once updated models hit the market. For buyers tempted by big discounts, the Mach-E's inventory glut and uncertain long-term resale value make it a gamble. Maserati Gracali. The Maserati Gracali is lingering on dealer lots for around 302 days, making it one of the slowest-moving premium SUVs of 2025. On paper, it's Maserati's answer to the luxury compact SUV boom, but in practice, buyers are steering toward similarly priced German rivals that deliver better reliability, stronger resale, and larger service networks. The Gracali's exclusivity may turn heads, but it also means higher maintenance costs, limited parts availability, and faster depreciation. In a market where luxury buyers want both prestige and practicality, this Italian-badged SUV is struggling to justify its price tag. Audi A7. The Audi A7 sits on dealer lots for around 220 days, and while it's one of the most striking fastbacks in the luxury segment, its value drop is anything but pretty. A 52% depreciation hit in just 3 years. That's tens of thousands gone before you've even paid it off. Owners report water pump failures and excessive oil consumption, repairs that aren't cheap on a German luxury car. The bigger issue? Audi's entire lineup looks so similar that even the A7 struggles to stand out. This kind of design fatigue makes it harder to command premium prices, turning a prestige purchase into a fast-moving money pit. Nissan Morano. The redesigned 2025 Nissan Morano is stuck in neutral, spending about 230 days on dealer lots. Despite being all new, over 20,000 units are sitting unsold, while only about 4,000 moved in the last 45 days. Dealers are under pressure to offer oversized markdowns just to clear space, which means heavy depreciation for anyone buying now. The Morano's mid-size crossover appeal has faded in a market dominated by hybrids and more fuel-efficient SUVs, and its high MSRP doesn't help. For buyers, the deep discounts may look tempting, but the combination of overstuffed inventory and soft demand makes this a risky play for long-term resale value. Jaguar XF. The Jaguar XF is sitting for about 319 days on dealer lots, and its fate is sealed. It's being discontinued. That means no future updates, shrinking parts availability, and fading resale value. Once a symbol of British luxury, it now feels like a leftover from a brand shifting entirely to EVs. Buying a discontinued luxury sedan might get you a steep discount today, but it also means owning a car with no long-term support and depreciation that drops like a rock. This is a classic case of short-term savings turning into long-term headaches. Dodge Charger. The Dodge Charger is sitting for around 238 days on dealer lots, and time is running out for this gas-guzzling icon. High-performance models may look thrilling on paper, but fuel costs are steep, and the interior design feels stuck a decade behind rivals. With Dodge shifting toward electrification, the Charger's future is uncertain, a fact that can send resale values into a tailspin. While discounts are starting to appear, buyers need to remember that performance cars depreciate fast, and the ones with big V8s often lose value even quicker when fuel prices spike. Ram 2500. The Ram 2500 is idling on dealer lots for about 230 days, and the slowdown is hard to miss. More than 8,000 units are available, yet only around 1,600 sold in recent weeks. While it's built for serious towing and hauling, the reality is that most buyers don't need or want a truck this big. The hefty price tag means large loan balances, higher insurance premiums, and big fuel bills. Add in the fact that heavy-duty trucks often depreciate faster than their half-ton counterparts, and this workhorse can quickly turn into a long-term financial burden if it's not earning its keep. Jaguar FPace. The Jaguar FPace is languishing on dealer lots for about 295 days, and its resale story is brutal. A staggering 69% depreciation in just 3 years, the worst on this list. Owners routinely battle electrical gremlins, failing infotainment systems, and air suspension repairs that can run into the thousands. Factor in fuel costs, high insurance premiums, and Jaguar's shaky long-term reliability record, and this sleek luxury SUV becomes a textbook money pit. Even heavy discounts can't hide the fact that its long-term ownership costs can crush a buyer's wallet. Nissan Versa. The Nissan Versa is sitting for an incredible 472 days on dealer lots, making it one of the slowest-moving new cars in America. At under $20,000, it's the cheapest new car you can buy, yet demand has all but disappeared, largely because Nissan is preparing to discontinue the model. That means buyers face drastic depreciation from day one, along with a shrinking pool of parts and support in the coming years. While the low price might seem appealing, the phase-out risk and weak resale outlook make the Versa a bargain that could lose value faster than almost anything else on the road. Audi Q4 e-tron. The Audi Q4 e-tron is lingering on dealer lots for roughly 274 days, a clear sign that the early buzz has worn off. Even with Audi's luxury badge, this electric SUV is getting lost in a crowded EV market where newer rivals offer better range, faster charging, or lower prices. Pricing missteps have made it hard to compete, especially as incentives fade and buyers grow more selective. With EV oversupply pushing discounts and long-term resale value still uncertain, the Q4 e-tron risks becoming yet another electric model that looked good on paper, but ended up costing owners far more than expected. BMW 5 Series. The BMW 5 Series is lingering on dealer lots for about 300 days, and the slowdown isn't just about changing market tastes, it's about safety. A massive recall affecting hundreds of thousands of BMWs, including the 5 Series, targets critical brake and steering system failures. When two of the most important safety systems are under question, buyers take notice, and many walk away. Once the perfect middle ground between the compact 3 Series and the massive 7 Series, the 5 now feels dated in a market dominated by SUVs and EVs. With recalls driving up insurance costs and shaking consumer confidence, this sedan is struggling to keep its place in BMW's lineup. Fiat 500e. The Fiat 500e is sitting on dealer lots for a staggering 590 days, nearly 2 years of unsold inventory. Sales have been so slow that Fiat's parent company shut down the factory for weeks just to stop the backlog from growing. Priced at around $32,000, it's the cheapest EV in America, but its short driving range, cramped interior, and perception of being unsafe on SUV-filled roads make it a tough sell. Add in Fiat's shaky reliability history, and this is proof that the cheapest EV isn't always the best deal. especially when better options are priced the same. On the opposite end of the spectrum, fast sellers like the Toyota RAV4 Hybrid show exactly what today's buyers value: reliability, strong resale, and everyday practicality. These are vehicles that hold their worth, keep repair costs low, and qualify for insurance-friendly ratings. In 2025, the smartest investment isn't chasing the biggest discount. It's choosing a model with low depreciation, proven dependability, and long-term cost control. That's how you protect both your wallet and your peace of mind long after you drive off the lot. And here's the part that caught me completely off guard. Long before the repair bills and fuel costs start piling up, there's a silent expense that can wipe out tens of thousands of dollars in value before you even realize it's happening. Depreciation traps. Here's the first reality check. Luxury SUVs from brands like BMW, Mercedes, and Range Rover lose value faster than you think. I've seen models shed 50 to 60% of their value in just 3 years. That means a $90,000 SUV could be worth $40,000 before you've even finished paying it off. And if you financed most of that purchase, you could end up owing more than the vehicle is worth. A financial nightmare I wouldn't wish on anyone. Higher insurance premiums. Next, let's talk about insurance. Luxury SUVs are expensive to repair and replace, which means higher premiums from day one. Even small accidents can cost thousands in parts and labor, and insurers price that risk into your monthly bill. For me, switching from a mid-size crossover to a luxury SUV bumped my insurance up 30% overnight. And that was with a clean driving record. Unexpected repair bills. Then there are the surprise repairs. Air suspension failures, leaking panoramic sunroofs, malfunctioning electronics. These aren't if repairs, they're when. And when they happen, they're not cheap. I've seen Range Rover owners spend $4,000 to $6,000 just to fix suspension issues. BMW and Mercedes. Same story with electronics and infotainment systems. And if you're outside warranty, you're paying those bills yourself. Fuel costs compared to hybrids. Fuel economy is another silent killer. A full-size luxury SUV with a V8 can easily average 15 miles per gallon, while a hybrid SUV in the same size class can do double that. Over a few years, that's thousands in extra fuel costs. Money that could have gone into savings, investments, or a vacation instead of the gas pump. Why leasing can sometimes be cheaper. Now, here's a twist. Sometimes leasing a luxury SUV is actually cheaper in the long run. You avoid the worst years of depreciation, you're always under warranty, and you can roll into a new vehicle before expensive repairs hit. The key is knowing your mileage and negotiating a strong lease deal up front. It's not for everyone, but for me, leasing would have saved thousands. The cost of tires and brakes. One thing I didn't think about when I bought my first luxury SUV was the cost of keeping it rolling. Literally, bigger wheels mean bigger tires, and those 22-inch performance tires can run over $400 each. You're also replacing them more often, especially if you drive in areas with harsh winters or rough roads. And the brakes? Luxury SUVs often use oversized, high-performance brake systems that cost double what you'd pay on a regular crossover. Even a basic brake job can sting at $1,200 or more. Technology that ages badly. Luxury SUVs are packed with cutting-edge tech, massive touchscreens, advanced driver aids, adaptive suspensions. It's amazing when it's new, but after a few years, that same tech starts to feel outdated. Or worse, it fails. A replacement infotainment unit in some models can run $3,000 to $5,000. And when ADAS systems like lane keeping or adaptive cruise go down, repairs often require specialized calibration equipment and specialized prices. If you keep the SUV past its warranty, you're footing the bill for every pixel and sensor. Luxury tax on parts and labor. What a lot of people don't realize is that with luxury SUVs, you're not just paying more for the vehicle, you're paying more for everything that keeps it running. Even routine maintenance like oil changes, brake fluid flushes, or spark plug replacements can cost 2 to 3 times more than on a non-luxury SUV. Part of it is the brand markup, but the other part is labor. Many luxury brands require specialized tools or certified technicians, which means higher hourly rates. And if you need genuine OEM parts, brace yourself. A single headlight assembly on some models can top $1,500 before labor. The impact on loan and lease terms. Luxury SUVs often come with price tags that push financing into longer loan terms, sometimes 72 or even 84 months. That might make the monthly payment look manageable, but it locks you into years of interest charges and leaves you exposed to negative equity if the vehicle depreciates faster than you pay it down. Leasing isn't immune either. Luxury SUVs can carry higher money factors and steeper upfront costs, plus penalties if you go over mileage limits. Either way, you're committing to bigger financial obligations that can outlast your enthusiasm for the vehicle. Luxury SUVs can be incredible to drive, but the true cost of ownership goes far beyond the monthly payment. If you want the comfort and prestige without draining your finances, you need to factor in depreciation, insurance, repairs, and fuel before buying. Otherwise, that dream SUV can turn into a financial anchor that drags you down for years.